Chasing after waves, a taste of berries on my tongue. Sipping on a feeling, sunny's got me healing. Vibing out to your guitar. I don't wanna go yet, watching on the sunset, wishing on a shooting star. Ooh, I know that it has to end. Ooh, maybe we could just pretend. Ooh, I know that it has to end. Ooh, maybe we could just pretend.
Everybody from the front to the back though. Everybody from the front to the back, Everybody from the front to the back, go. Don't stop the party. Don't stop the rave. 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 Can't feel my body, but don't stop the rave. Don't stop the party. Don't stop the rave. Can't feel my body, but don't stop the rave. Rave, 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 rave. Now everybody from the front to the back, go. Everybody from the front to the back, go, 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 stop the rave.
Yeah, on my clock, in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder.
Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get clean. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On a mean to take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get clean. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On a mean to take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get
on my clock, in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Yeah, on my clock, in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case.
dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get clean. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On a mean to take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get clean. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On a mean to take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get
on my clock, in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case.
Yeah, this for the players out there. Check out this dope shit, man.
Payers down and down, we getting paid. Another day, another dollar living in the bay. Hustling for my baby, trying to play in my escape. I ain't staying in the matrix where they trying to get my papers.
This for the players.
Payers down and down, we getting paid. Another day, another dollar living in the bay. Hustling for my baby, trying to play in my escape. I ain't staying in the matrix where they trying to get my papers.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down when we give it to you. Around with the rhythm, it's a sound, the rhythm, it's a sound, with the rhythm, it's a sound, the rhythm, it's a sound. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we got a little view of time delay, but welcome everybody on in here to Arena Esports. We are here for our November Invitational for our CS:GO. My name is Llama77. Join with me. You just saw him full screen. It's time delay. How you doing, man?
I'm excited. I'm excited for another month. English is hard. Starting off already very well. I'm excited for another monthly qualifier. CS2 in the cards, MR12. We've had a couple of these already, and notably October was amazing, but I was busy, which was really unfortunate. So I'm looking forward to actually being here for the entirety of this best of three.
Oh. Yeah, it is good to have you here, of course. Of course, we couldn't have the tournament today without our sponsors. This tournament is provided to you by Etisalat by EN, of course, with our strategic partner, AD Gaming, and broadcast partner is Playtonia. So all those got to give a huge shout out to them, but we got a good matchup on the cards. Like you said, we got CS2. We got everything kind of new and improved and, a new 13-round format.
I'm excited for MR12. I love it. I've seen it recently. The only problem I have with it is the whole money situation that everybody's been complaining about. Loss bonuses should be constricted. Same maximum, but higher minimum. I'll get into that conversation later. For the time being, let's take a look at our prize pool, figure out what these teams are playing for in this best of three series. Brief reminder, this is the Invitational Qualifier for the month of November. Winners go to the monthly qualifier. Losers will be forced to play in the open qualifier if they want to try and make that step forward. But our prize pool, I believe, is same as usual. Place games, so don't worry about those. Pretend they just don't exist because we don't have the teams listed. But $150 for third place, $100 for fourth place, and some Arena Esports points as well.
Yeah, some of those Arena Esports points, but definitely some prize pool on the cards here today for the teams. And you mentioned it, that not only are they playing for this great prize pool that we have here today, they're playing for that spot in the monthly finals. Obviously, you win the monthly finals, you keep on going, to keep on moving on forward. So it is all about that. But let's take a look at our tournament roadmap, what we were talking about, and we are right now in Q2 in that invitational qualifier. Again, like we said, you win this one, you get to monthly quarterfinals, and then if you win that, you get to playoffs, which is really nice.
And from the playoffs, your 4 teams will play in a singular online game. Each team will play one. That or they play a GSL format. I honestly forget. I was told like a month and a half ago, but it's been 45 days. That's a long time. Winners of those will go to the grand finals that is played on LAN in Dubai. So, fun notion for any of these teams if you're playing online, maybe outside of the UAE, maybe outside of the direct Middle East, and you're trying to play for that. Honestly, would and could be an extremely good time. I'm looking forward to seeing more of these. I'm looking forward to seeing the open finals, looking forward to seeing the closeout of the monthly finals here in November. We still got 2 full months remaining. Monthly qualifier here. We have the monthly qualifier in December and January, and then the finals either at the end of January alongside the playoffs or beginning of February. I think it's beginning of February, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think beginning of February is where we're aiming around towards, but it's good that you mentioned that. You have some extra chances in case you don't make it here today. You have some extra opportunities, but at the same time to you don't want to wait that long. You want to get it done right here. You want to get a spot in the monthly final. Don't have to go down to that open final, and the quicker you can get there, the less stress you have. We have to qualify in that 3rd or 4th opportunity. You can get it done right now. You can secure yourself some prize pool. You can get it all here today.
Yeah, and looking forward from this point, these teams are in a singular best of 3. That's where we are right now. It is one best of 3, you win, you go to the monthly finals. That's the best case scenario for these teams. They don't have to play nearly as many games as the open qualifier, and if you are forced back to the open qualifier, it is a much larger gauntlet than a single invitational qualifier is, plus the monthly qualifier, then plus playoffs, then plus grand finals just to win. Yeah. This is a gauntlet, and I am a big fan of the format. This is one of the few times I've seen such a long and extended format, because 90% of the times when this is tried to run in NA teams disband before the end of the first monthly qualifier. So it's not even close. We'll take a look at our teams for this best of 3 and for this invitational qualifier. Dark Phoenix taking on Team ForGlory. And I gotta say, FG, They've got some names.
Okay.
There are some pretty good ones, including somebody who's trying to impersonate a pro player.
Oh.
Not really, but I'll get to that later.
All right. Well, we got the teams, but let's see what maps we're going to be playing on. It was the start with the bans on Inferno and Ancient. The first map pick from ForGlory will be Mirage. The second map pick for Dark Phoenix will be Vertigo. Nuke and Anubis are out of the map pool, and then Overpass will be our decider if we need it.
No, this is almost the exact opposite of what I saw the last time I was here on Arena Esports. Last time I saw Ancient, Anubis in that order, and here it's Mirage, Vertigo, Overpass. I gotta say, I love the diversity of maps. This one a little bit closer to North American Collegiate than I am really hoping for, but I think that a lot of these maps are going to show as good litmus tests for these teams, and Overpass should be a good decider. I was casting Counter-Strike for a collegiate organization last night.
Sure.
And in a singular round of Overpass, there were 7 individual flanks in a singular round.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. I hope that same level of chaos comes here.
Yeah, I hope we see that too, but I mean, Chaos is not really something you think about when you think Mirage. It's going to be our first map here today. It's more standard, you feel like, here for these two teams to play on, and like you said, a good litmus test to see kind of how they're faring, how they're playing, how each side is kind of working together, and it's important to not only get out early, but we talked about it, it's that best of 3 as you can see here on the map Veto, so if you can get Mirage and you get that map under your belt, you only need to take one of the other 2.
Vertigo second. That's the fun conversation that I'm looking at. I haven't seen nearly as much Vertigo in any region other than basically North America and Europe. I've seen a little bit of Latin American Vertigo, but I really want to see how the development comes in, I'm going to say on a technicality, a more minor region. Now, I know not the same conversation, but playing for this matchup, I'm looking at this saying this should be a much closer game considering the map pool. Yeah. A lot of the times when the map pool goes basically complete opposite directions where you have many standard maps or complete similar directions where you have completely similar maps. Like, for instance, the first conversation would be Ancient, Nuke, and Anubis, where everybody loves playing out of the ordinary maps. Or the second one would be like this, Mirage, Vertigo, Inferno, Overpass, any of those. If you have any of those combined, then it should be a close series. If you have a team picking Inferno and another team picking Anubis, whoever picked Anubis is going to win it like 80% of the time.
Yeah, I mean...
Those are actual stats, by the way. I'm totally not thinking those off the top of my head.
Definitely not. Definitely not. We would never make up stats here, ever. It's all truthfulness. But yeah, I like to see that, a little bit of a mix-up of the map pool. And, you know, I'm honestly hoping for a close series because, like you said, for both these two teams, it's not only about, you know, taking the win here. It's about not going down towards that open qualifier and having to play even more games. And possibly the more you play, the more you reveal as well. We got to talk about that these VODs are going to be available towards the other teams. And all of a sudden, you drop down to open qualifier when you've played in all 3 of the other events. They have so much information. They can play off of your VOD so well, and then they can just kind of dismantle you before you even start.
Yeah, and when you're going into invitational qualifiers, you have that freedom of not having to worry about that as much. But as soon as you get to monthly qualifiers, or as soon as you get to the playoffs, everybody will have similar numbers in VODs. But if you play invitational qualifiers, if you get the courtesy of being invited to play a singular or 2 individual best of 3s just to have to qualify to monthly, and then you give that away, well, congratulations, you've got the punishment of being advertised to the world. And I think that conversation is a real dire one, maybe later down the line when our invitational qualifier closes and we open into the open qualifier. Maybe you see teams take full advantage of it. Maybe it's just not the case, and I'm, again, making stuff up. It's a lot of hypotheticals. We'll see as the qualifiers continue, and even if either of these teams make it to the end of the open qualifier, should they lose today.
Yeah, that is very, very true. There's a possibility they don't even do that. I mean, you assume a lot of teams are going to be trying to vie for their spot, but we were talking about the map pool. We didn't get to, I mean, you were talking about the flank routes, but let's talk about Overpass for just a second in case we do get there. What makes this map so special, TTL?
I mean, the diversity it offers. Seeing just everybody's favorite monster rush if you want it. You can split through short, you can go up or down connector. It's a lot quicker rotations for the T side than I think the CTs would be too happy with. And you can set up fully perfectly for a B site execute. You could see one player and be like, no, I'm just going the other direction, and get to the other site in the next 10-15 seconds if you need to. Takes a little bit longer in most other games or on most other maps, unless you go directly through the site. Like on Mirage, it takes almost 27 seconds, I think is the exact number, to get from A main to the end of B main. It is a decent bit of time, where the CT side has basically every advantage, and they have a similar advantage here, where it basically just takes them walking up and down a staircase. But it's still the contentious point of, do they get that timing correct? Will the flank end up costing them? Will their lack of positioning in a specific scenario end up coming back to bite them? There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts on this map, which makes it a big notion for me. I'm a fan of it, but only if teams who are playing it know what is going on, because sometimes they don't. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have that good recognize, but you talk about the creativity is something you can bring towards that map. You can move between the sites very fluidly, but at the same time, we talk about these teams. Both teams looking to still get that spot, like we said, win out on this best of 3. Do you have any predictions? You said there were some big names between these two teams, lots of big name players.
Well, I was talking about a pseudo impersonation of a pro player. Who I was talking about, by the way, is Hunter. If anybody's familiar with Hunter, the cousin of Nico, the Bosnian and Herzegovinian, he is very good at the game. I don't know if this is the same Hunter, because actually I'm like 95% sure it's not, but we'll take a look at that later down the line. A push seems to be coming. 4 players all in the general vicinity. The spray originally going the way of the CT side, and it seems like the early indications will favor the CTs until 2 kills back for the T half, and they just walk onto A site.
Yeah, it looks like they are walking on a little bit early here. Exciting as we start, of course, with this one. Like we talk about the changes to CS, we're looking for that new format here. And look at that walk forward as well. Just picks up the double with the teammate. Double headshot as well. So lovely stuff. 2v1 here. A little bit trapped on towards that site. Going to be taken down. So early fighting skirmish. It's going to be the defuse coming out as well.
Dark Phoenix on the CT side kicking off well. This is the start they needed. A good retake and a well-timed one at that. They had the player disadvantage, but they get back in through CT. They find a couple kills they need close range, and, well, they make sure their crouch key works. Nice job, Cubs. I love it.
All right, you'll love to see the crouch key already working here, and that's going to feel good for Dark Phoenix. Get a little bit off the ground here early, get that first round, and some momentum under their belt, you have to feel like, but obviously for ForGlory, they get to go into this next round feeling semi-okay as well. It's only the first round, and, you know, it's sometimes those nerves, TTL, that you just have to get out of the way in that first round.
Dark Phoenix's CT side also developing in a different way than I think ForGlory were expecting. Already setting up mostly towards the safe side. A decent bit of a mid push being developed. It looks like they want to try and split A if they can. Ooh. They have some control underpass. They're trying to take Cat as well, but this smoke being played perfectly by Hunter, just patiently waiting. They have help from Slayer on the other side. They cannot hop in towards the mid side without any shutdown, and Krypton quickly dispatched a nice shot from Slayer.
That was beautiful. Good little pincer collapse there from them. Didn't give any space over towards mid. And now positive player advantage. Dark Phoenix just finding these picks early in the round, it seems like. So they got the weaponry to work with this fight back. And a little bit indecisive here for ForGlory as they try to work through. But again, just this pincer letting them no space at all. It is going to be the kill from Hunter to make it a 5v2 here on towards the scoreboard. It's up towards the apartments is where they're going, trying to get something with these 2 players they have left alive, but this is just going to be a tough round. Okay.
Hey, you've gotten one. I think the B site's mostly open as well. There's no one here. The problem is that over-dedication towards mid and towards the A side has come back to bite you. A bomb plant could come through. I think a dink has just come through as well. Nice shot in towards market. And the drop through, a follow-up kill now found by Kia. This round now far from over, and this is another just the same from MN. It becomes, however, a 1 versus 2. The rotation through the catwalk position doesn't originally solidify, but MN finds another. The 1v1, their opponent now on catwalk just patiently waiting for their opportunity to strike, but that patience may come back to bite them. 12 seconds left on that clock. The swing has to come through sooner rather than later, and Cabo seems to know it. They found the 2 shots they need from distance, and that patience ends up paying off. Dark Phoenix back-to-back rounds.
Yeah, they get back to back, but what a scary round, Time Delight. I mean, they were up like what 4-2, and then it ended 1-0. So, I mean, good play, good patience, but at the same time, very scary. If you lose that 1v1, could have turned the other way. The good news is for the winners here of Dark Phoenix, it's going to be some money in their back pockets. They got utility, they got weaponry, they got pretty much everything they need for this next round.
The issue is for this T side, they bought a decent bit in that previous round. Because they got the bomb plant in round 1, they tried to buy in round 2, which is the meta. That's what you're supposed to do on paper. But the fact is they lose the round, and now they have very little. You could see Deagles, 2 pistols, or 2 Tech 9s, but everybody else has a Deagle. This should not be a round they win, and shots from above should solidify that one. Only 1 kill back found here for ForGlory. This should be a fairly quick and easy round. It's just a question of how much economic damage is done, and considering MN's on, 14 HP and now 0, it's really just down towards Krypton, who has found a follow-up kill and then is dispatched up from Catwalk. Nice shot from a distance. And the M4s will be recovered. Okay, I thought an M4 was dropped in the round at the bottom left of your screen. It was just dropped in spawn. We're okay.
Yeah, dropped and picked up, but that kind of sin's coming back to bite them there for Team ForGlory. Like you said, maybe wanting to invest because they did get that plant on down, but just not having the money in that previous round to fight. This round they'll have a little bit more money to work with, but at the same time, Dark Phoenix, they've had really, really good defense so far. The pincer plays have been nice, giving up no space towards that mid kind of area. So we'll see if Team ForGlory can kind of find a ways to break through this defense. They're going to need to here really soon because they're already starting to bleed some rounds, and you know, with this new round format, again, Dark Phoenix almost already a fourth of the way towards victory.
They're very much on their way. 3-0 in MR12 is like 4 or 5-0 in MR15. So just keep that general conversion rate in your mind if you want to. Split was being set up for A, but they really just decided, let's dedicate ourselves fully towards A main and Palace. I like this decision. Team ForGlory has had some difficulties in that diversity level, so what they're going to do, just solidify, play together, and it looks like the only split is going to be from Palace and from A main.
That's what it looks like here. Stacking heavy, no contact just yet. Still a minute left to go in the round, so lots of time here for Team ForGlory. If they do sense a heavy presence here, they could maybe hit a rotate in time, but there is going to be a lot of contact. They're going to start with the utility as that smoke does expire. Some nades as well to deny the walk through Palace, and it is a 1-for-1 trade, but there you go, Krypton. It's a nice little headshot through the smoke to take it down to a positive player advantage, and there's only one more player lurking on the side of this site. Dark Phoenix, they are rotating very quickly over from that B site. The bomb will go down, and Hunter gets a trade.
What's to his left? He doesn't know it. He has no idea. Just patiently waiting in the smoke, Zyron takes full advantage of the new volumetric smokes and ends up finding 2 kills at the back of it. Patience is a virtue for both sides, it seems. Team ForGlory will end up losing a round because of patience earlier, and will immediately bring it back here to put themselves on the board.
Yeah, that was a little bit awkward, you'd have to say, you know, just look left and that play never happens, but is what it is. Team ForGlory able to take their first round in this game. Money going to be very good for them and not so good for Dark Phoenix. It's just going to be the pistols, it looks like, for them. So see what they can do in this round of the defense. Maybe stack towards one side. It looks like they're going to split 2 towards B, 3 towards A, and it looks like that the attackers are going to go over towards that B side.
So the question is for Team ForGlory, what do you do after this? What's that change A side? They seem like they want to split it again. I think the benefit is Dark Phoenix have very little in terms of weaponry. The fact that they had to overinvest in the last couple rounds because of how close they were really comes back to bite them. But ForGlory's, this is not a shoe-in round. Yes, your opponents have lesser weaponry, but if I've learned nothing from casting in this region, it is lesser weaponry does not mean the round is immediately over.
It's very true. I mean, and especially for Dark Phoenix, who seem to be playing off each other really well. If they can get one of those picks, if they can get one of those rifles in their own hands, all of a sudden it changes the round entirely, and it can be a little bit towards your detriment. A lot of this early time actually invested, Time to Light, and really for nothing for Glory. Just get only into connector here and no real other space. So we'll see where they want to go. Still kind of splitting up, and this indecision could cost them if they don't go soon.
B split again. We've seen this before. Ladder room already taken. Front of connector already taken. So much ground gain here for ForGlory. The issue is they're going onto a site that is extremely well defended. Not in terms of weaponry, it's abysmal. But in terms of the fact they have multiple players there.
Yeah.
3 players now stacking up in the apartments, a 4th in Catwalk. If they walk out of the B site thinking it's safe, they're going to be SOL, but it's not going to matter. They will find an opening kill. They should clear most of the ninja positions. Back of bench, dead. Front side is not cleared, but it's not going to matter yet. They will find only 1 kill in the Dark Phoenix side, and the 1 rotator is going to be extremely late for this one. This is a done round. Hunter, you are not the Bosnian and Herzegovinian. This is a quickly done round, barring a miracle with a USP.
Yeah, unless something absolutely horrible happens for Team ForGlory. Should be a dub for them. Should be moving on towards the 2nd round and the 5th round picked up. But we'll see. Maybe it can be just the pistol savior hero play, but looks like not. There you go. Nice and cleaned up. Team ForGlory, I mean, they just send it on towards this B side. Could have, I feel like, been a lot more dangerous if the weaponry would have been better, but I like that fast decision making, knowing that they don't have those rifles to play with.
The fact is, at this point, Team ForGlory have developed significantly better than Dark Phoenix in the last couple of rounds. Yeah, pistol round goes your way. Yeah, conversion round goes your way. I'll bring up a stat about that in the second half, should it become a little bit more important. But ForGlory, as soon as they picked up rifles, as soon as they picked up weaponry, they've looked significantly better. Dark Phoenix, it's Deagle's out for them. Everybody has a Deagle of their choice, but the spray through it is a flash to initiate, and everybody's dead. Yeah, this round's over. It's just a matter of how much economic damage is done, and whether Dark Phoenix have the power of God and anime on their side.
That is the question. See how much damage they can do with some of these pistols to ForGlory, but it's right through the smoke again. Just another for Krypton picked up there. So threw more pistols to knock on down. One almost trade will come on through, but no, it's just easy pickings right now for Team ForGlory. They're going to walk on in, make sure they do their due diligence, use their utility here to clear out Slayer. And there you go. It's going to be a flawless round for Team ForGlory. They will tie up the scoreboard 3-3, and I love this quickness that they're showing. You talked about it, that they really are evolving throughout this game and showcasing us exactly what we want to see.
I like the development. I like the speed of play.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of how they've looked on the T side. I think the first 3 rounds are that misnomer, pistol round, conversion round, and the follow-up. I think if they won the conversion round, we'd see a 5-1 scoreline right now. That's all there is to it. But they lost it off the back of buyings. They had to save 3rd round. Understandably lost there because you don't have weapons. It's just not going to happen against a team that can fully buy. Op out, though. Hunter, not flashed off the angle, finds the opening kill, and I believe there was a window smoke that was attempted and one that failed. F in chat.
F in the chat there. We got the sniper rifle out, though. You love to see it. It can make some of these crazy plays that Dark Phoenix, I feel like, needs right now. Can also shut off some of those longer angles towards that window, towards mid. Can feel pretty good here, but there are a lot of players in the area. Robin Hood trying to chill out right now. Krypton with a headshot right on back will be good to equalize this game off to 4v4, and a very important round here for Dark Phoenix to not lose. They're slowly playing it. 2 players on A, 2 players on B. There's a trade, though, as the walk-on in is not there yet, but there's A-site control here for the T side.
There's a problem. They left the bomb at the bottom of the apartment steps. Oops. So, well, yes, they do have the A-site control. It's going to take them a calendar year to get the bomb over there. You have 1 player just patiently waiting on the outside of jungle. The other sitting, I think, in Firebox. And Team ForGlory, yeah, they have the control they need, but the bomb just now rotating in will be susceptible to that position. Firebox ends up being ever so aptly named. They die to fire, and it becomes a 1v1. 35 seconds. This is enough time. I was talking about the time. Keep an eye on it. There will be about 7 seconds left if they go to B, but no, it's a fake rotation. I love this decision for MN. Cut noise, wait probably another 15 seconds, and then just slowly walk out of the bomb site while Dark Phoenix think you've gone B. If he's not seen, this should be his round. It's his round anyway. Nice shot. And ForGlory take the lead.
Good little headshot to end off the round. Could have been dangerous there. A 1v1 could have gone either way, but for the side of Team ForGlory, it's now 4 rounds in a row. You talk about it, kind of the rounds they lost at the beginning, not really seeming like their playstyle, so Dark Phoenix needs something to recover here, and, I mean, time to light. They're going to have to do it on the pistols. That is not going to feel good.
And pistols back on the board for Dark Phoenix. They've had difficulties with rifles. They've had difficulties with pistols, barring, obviously, pistol round, conversion, and bonus. But you're looking at this and saying Glory have not made any, if not many, mistakes here since that loss of the bonus. They've looked good, they've looked decisive, had good utility usage, they've made sure their decision making is concise, and they don't take too long. That's the most important part. The only issue that we've seen, they left the bomb in spawn last round. That's it. And if that's your main problem, I don't think you should be too concerned.
Yeah, just a few of those. Just don't leave that bomb behind. That's the only thing we would suggest. But Team ForGlory in this round should have everything they need to get this accomplished right now. MN sitting on the low ground here, waiting for that peek up into window, clearing out through all the utility in the world as well. Nothing here for Phoenix to fight back. They're just trying to play together, maybe at least get a trade or something, but these pistols have to put in work, and 1 minute left to go. We know Team ForGlory, they love to do it, and look at this molly. It's going to be perfect, but the pistol swing out from Hunter is good enough to take the headshot with the pistol.
Zyron with 1. Molotov dropped out towards Cat. That should open up a lot more space, and this fake looks like it's headed towards B, but you can see the rotation on your map. 2 players setting up A main, a third rotating that general direction, and MTZ's the only one here, left alone, basically on an island. I'm not gonna lie, this should be a fairly concise round if it wasn't going to be already. And you can see, ForGlory are taking full advantage of it. No one home.
Nobody's home. They knocked. Nobody responded here, and it looks like there might be just those 2 pistols to try and put out the work. It's going to be the plant going on down, but what a headshot there. The trade comes immediately. Oh, that was a little bit scary there for a second. Gonna kind of body block for a little bit, but the pistols are going to put in work. Hold on just a second. 1v1. Oh, Krypton able to get the win, but man, like they lost a lot there.
They lost too much. That's the problem. And the issue is, especially for a team like Dark Phoenix, if you're taking that, you can pick up an extra gun. Wait. They won by a time.
Oh. Okay.
Dark Phoenix just won the round. I look away for 2 seconds, I see Bob being planted with a kill at the end. I'm like, wait a second, that's the round for Team ForGlory. No, Dark Phoenix won an eco because of time. I was talking about not taking too long. Apparently I lied. ForGlory just took too long.
Took too long, took too much damage, took everything lost in the round, and taking 1 name here is going to start out the day for Slayer, but the teammate taking 2 as well. It's going to be immediate for Dark Phoenix, steamrolling from that previous round and immediately denying any walk towards this apartment. It's got to be slow here for Team ForGlory. They got 2 players and they got the bomb, but the question is, where do they want to go? Probably not the B side, I would say.
No, I can't really blame them on that one. And a 2v4 here makes things significantly more difficult. You find a mid-kill, maybe you have some level of development. There's some free space to work with. Now you really split up Dark Phoenix. This defensive side has to make a decision and quickly. You have 1 player watching mid, mostly from Cat. You have a player on A, in CT, and you have your lone player on B, with maybe some help if they need to call for it. But they're basically isolated in the backside of Van. ForGlory, what I'd like to see them do here is go underpass to A and completely circumvent most of mid, entirety of B. But B apps also works. The issue is, you're still going to have to worry about that rotate. Keep an eye on the catwalk should ForGlory dedicate here, and keep an eye as to whether they actually clear this corner, because I'd say 70% of the time you don't, and I really can't blame you for it.
Yeah, we'll see if they get the clear here. 30 seconds left to go. They're running out of time now. They have the maybe rifles to do it. That operator going to be watching as well. We'll see if they can hop on in. It's all down to the 1 player sitting on the backside of site here. MN is probably going to be the first contact, but they hear it now. MN wins the duel, hits the headshot, swings around, and what a round here for Dark Phoenix is. This is unfortunately falling apart for them. Team ForGlory coming back from the ashes here.
Sees him.
And it is 2v1, 1v1. Operator
Hunter
in the hands.
MN's just waiting patiently on the backside of the pillar. I don't think that they saw him swing. They have no idea. Absolutely no clue. MN just patiently waiting over towards pillar. Saw Hunter's shoulder on 3 separate occasions. I know we have the whole X-ray vision thing and we know what to look for, but he's looking right at his shoulder and doesn't swing him. I don't know if he was like, oh, I don't think the op has seen me yet. I don't know if he was just patiently waiting because he had no information or just didn't see him because of sub-tick. That could be a problem. The fact that MN wins that, re-swings for free, and Hunter doesn't think, oh yeah, he may be off site because I was distracted taking a different fight. That concerns me.
I mean, it definitely concerns me as well. And you talk about a round that I feel like should have been Dark Phoenix's. We were talking 4v2. There's no reason you should lose that collapse as well. And Team ForGlory just absolutely rush it with the split defense on the CT side. But we go into this next round here with, again, ForGlory just having so much better equipment going into it. I feel like this has been every single round, and Krypton's got the aim to match there, hits the headshot here.
For follow-up, but this is against pistols. It is Deagles and I believe a P250 or a P2000 that has just been nated. Hunter is not a great scenario. It is a P250, but you're still very lucky to be alive. I don't think they're going to be for much longer. But Krypton trying to clear a cat. There's no one on the A site to directly contend with this angle, but they don't have to be. Hello shot across, and Boar bring at least one back. Makes this a 4v4, and with Deagles, I said it earlier, I will say it again, in this region, no rounds a shoo-in, considering your buy, and this one maybe. Robin Hood, nice one piece, finds a second with help from Kia, and yeah, that's it.
Yep, that is all she wrote for that round. ForGlory used their economical advantage. English is still hard, but they are still winning rounds. Now up to 6 here on this half, feeling good. Feeling good here. For Dark Phoenix, not really feeling good. I mean, they, like you said, have only had those first 3 rounds. Other than that, they haven't showed the greatest, I think, type of defense here. So we'll see if they can improve on these last couple rounds in the half. And you would love to tie it up 6-6. But, I mean, if you go 4-8, I feel like you're just going to get blown out on the other side.
Finds one, already the opening duel going Dark Phoenix's way. And anytime they find the opener, you could see they have some more real estate than they would otherwise, whether it's a 5v5 or a 5v4 the other way. That nade goes a little far. The intention was to blow up the smoke, but it doesn't work. And assess. They actually lose most of this A-site control. Krypton finds a double. Will smoke off connector, making sure they don't have to worry about Cat. And just like that, the A-site has fallen, and the round's virtually over. Dark Phoenix also don't have the money to go for this round. I would not be surprised if this is already a save, but honestly, they don't have the real estate to back out safely. They don't have CT control. They barely have connector, and they're not gonna go for this. Yeah, they'll back away. This round's over.
Yeah, it is a complete and full save for them. Team ForGlory, I mean, I kind of like that. They put a lot of pressure towards mid, made a lot of noise, and then walked absolutely for free in towards the A side. A couple of picks assisted by Krypton, but after that, like you said, Dark Phoenix, they need to save some of this weaponry for this next round. It's going to be tough. I feel like it's not looking good here, Team ForGlory. They're just running over them, it seems like, every single time they get into contact. And talk about contact, MN is maybe a little bit of it here. MN just wins the duel every single time. Searching out for that final player. I don't know if they'll find him back here tucked in, but it is going to be ForGlory taking the round up to 7 here on this half.
This deficit, now a problem for Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Remember, they won the pistol conversion and bonus, and they only won the bonus because Team ForGlory bought in the conversion round. And the only round they've won since was a very lucky eco that was won based off of time, and that they very narrowly won, period.
Yeah.
And honestly, at the end of the round, I didn't even think they won until I looked at it again and saw, wait, we're tied up at 4-4? Yeah, 4-4 has been the case, but ForGlory winning 3 in a row, now developing, they've won 7 of the last 8 rounds. They've had no difficulty since the start.
Yeah.
And Dark Phoenix, yes, they have won 4 rounds. Yes, this half is not terrible, but the fact is, the 4 rounds they've won, 3 of them were basically given by default with the pistol round victory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bode well for that second half if they can't create advantages off of those rifle rounds where you really, really need to. But talk about this round, it looks like ForGlory, they've already kind of flexed that they can play well over on the A side, but it looks like more towards B. This time it's going through the upper apartments, and it is going to be leading the charge. Kia, they've already got one, though. Robin Hood able to take that headshot and kind of get them in towards Van here. Some smoke going to block on out, but that lesser weaponry putting in work here. It's 3 back the other way. And then has to be the clutch factor once again. 27 HP to work with. Robin Hood takes one more, but a 2v2 gonna back up. Oh, the flank catches them here. Beautiful stuff. The flank through apartments and a 2v1. That is perfect from Dark Phoenix, man.
with no mid control, this is a problem. Robin Hood is rotating through market. They think he's back towards Cat. The plan was to back out of the apartments and go back towards the Cat side, but Robin Hood wins the fight against Aidbor with the AWP, and it's the 1v1. Both players with a decent level of HP. No real advantage in that conversation. Nade thrown will not land. It lands at the backside of Van. That is a definitive position given away. MTZ is thinking about the rotation from underpass, but is incorrect in his presumption. And Robin Hood just needs to send it, and he knows it, looking for the backside of the trash bags, but will still lose the fight. And in a shiny way, with his knife out, it's MTZ to walk away with 2 individual kills, and more importantly, the rotation frag to bring it back to a 7-5 first half finish.
7-5, not bad for either squad. I will say, ForGlory definitely, I feel like, got some more momentum, looked more creative on that other half, but now they get to switch towards the other side light, and they get to just say, well, if they can do it, I can do it better. Dark Phoenix, they need to have a good T side here, or I feel like it not only doesn't bode well for the rest of this map, but for the rest of their series here today.
Pistol round is going to be the most important part of this game.
Yeah.
Not going to beat around the bush, not going to abbreviate anything. This pistol round is the most important thing. I was talking about that stat earlier. If a team wins pistol round and conversion round in each half, not even counting the bonus round that Dark Phoenix already picked up, they have an 80% chance of winning in regulation. That is a pro-level stat, so it may be a little bit lower here or a little bit higher, depending on the teams. But on average, if you win pistol and conversion in each half, that is 4 individual rounds, you win in regulation 80% of the time.
Jeez.
Doesn't seem like that stat's going to be the case here, as ForGlory already winning, well, 3 individual gunfights. Yeah, this round's over. Bomb plant would be lucky. It's not even going to happen.
No. Not even the bomb plan, and that's the one thing we kind of mentioned in the previous round. Not only ForGlory going to be able to battle back with this win in pistol, but we're talking about the communication, the teamwork. Like, ForGlory look like they're playing off each other so well, where Dark Phoenix kind of seem like they're a little bit more discombobulated. They're walking in one at a time. They obviously don't have the most utility on pistol round, but they're just kind of running right into those free fire angles, so it is definitely tough. And now ForGlory, they get this extra round. Probably they're going to be up to 9 here, and, you know, they're going to have some rounds under their belt.
P9's out. This should be a shoe-in round. I like the AUG purchase. Not always going to happen, but what it does is it allows you to take longer range gunfights without too much of a worry of, oh, is the Deagle going to diff me here? Most of the time the answer is no. Cabos, Deagle out. They will diff the MP9 in close range, though. That is a good start. And Dark Phoenix, they are kicking off their attempt of denying this conversion round victory, but oh, they don't know that there's palace control. They may not care. They're just running back. What the heck's going on?
Okay. I mean, it depends on how fast Krypton actually goes. Like, if Krypton can get behind them, if they don't recognize it, it could be really bad. But at the same time, there's only one player sitting down in towards that B site. So if they can take that one player out, if they can go quickly here, but at the same time, MN is pushed very far up here, actually on the outside of apartment. So this could be absolutely deadly. MP9 in the hands, 5 players walking this way. How good is your aim? How good is it? How good is the recognition here? Gets 2, and teammate will get 1 as well. The shots are there to shut it down. Really good long range here with the FAMAS. Will be taken down with Robin Hood. So looked a little bit scary, but Team ForGlory, good collapse.
I like that position setup. Just patiently waiting towards bench, but not actually sitting on the bench. You saw the swing. They pre-fire the top of bench, not actually on the back side of it, because that's where you're usually supposed to sit.
Yeah.
The 2 positions that you could play there are basically couch, which is further up in basically the same spot, just one section of the apartment's up, or right next to that bench. Nice passive play, also allows a decent bit of a rotation. The delay tactic worked well enough. Good round from ForGlory. Each team will win their pistol and conversion round on the CT side. Now the question is, will ForGlory end up winning the bonus? Considering they lost a couple weapons in the previous round, they've decided to rebuy here. Zyron swings through the smoke and ends up finding a kill and damage with the AUG. Great start this round. Make it a second? Oh, you better believe he will.
Better believe it. Zyron already opening up with 2. How about that teammate on another? I mean, they are just absolutely massacring them here. It's a 5v1. This round is over. It's done. Krypton just going to pick up the better weaponry here. They're going to have everything. And how about the flawless round ForGlory? Move to double digits. And I'm pretty sure this map is all but over, honestly.
10-5. Dark Phoenix cannot buy here. I'm going to say it. if this is a round that's clean for ForGlory, not only will they have more than enough money, but Dark Phoenix is also going to be up against what would be their last full buy with with max loss bonus. They'd have a full buy, and then they'd have a little bit should they lose there, facing 12-5. This is not looking good, to say the very least. And Dark Phoenix, if they win an eco here, that completely turns on its head. But that is a big if. And we've seen it before, but I don't know if we're going to see it again.
It's a tough ask. It really is. With the worst weaponry, with some angles here, we'll see what they can do. They're going to play it slow to start it out, send some up towards Palace and get some control there. But, I mean, so much reinforcements kind of lurking around this area, and you see it. Hunter just not able to get anything done. I think they know now that this is going to be all through Palace, hearing the audio cues and the AUG from long range, the absolute spray. They'll try and jump it as fast as possible, but it is just a bloodbath on the A site. It is going to be ForGlory. Pretty clean. They do lose 2, but, you know, that's good enough to keep their money going.
And more importantly, that's also good enough to shut down Dark Phoenix. I liked the play from Dark Phoenix. The problem was the waterfall out of the smoke just wasn't with enough players. If you throw 2 more bodies there, you just don't throw anybody mid, don't throw anybody A main, have all 5 players run out of Palace, maybe that works. You're probably finding 2 kills, it'll probably be a 3 versus 2 against you, and you'll have a couple rifles to work with. It then becomes a negligible round, but that wasn't the case. Now, aggressive player towards the B side, Hunter wanting to prop up with the AWP, will do so. AWP, however, out for Zyron. That is a sub-tick moment. That shot hits every day of the week on Global Offensive, but not here. Get wrecked.
Doesn't hit the shot, doesn't get the player advantage to start us out, but that means we're still in a 5v5 here in Dark Phoenix. This is such a big round for them with all they invested, with all of their utility they need to win this round, and it needs to be relatively clean. We'll see what they can do with kind of playing together. There's the first, though. Krypton is going to easily battle back with Team ForGlory, just, again, playing off each other, playing these sites so patient and not giving any real chance. That smoke just blocking off the Palace sightlines. There's nobody here. How about the operator from the other side, from Hunter, actually? So taking one down, chipping through the defense, but still 4 players alive.
Or on both sides. And you can see it's a very contentious point of both halves. Kia ends up getting aggressive A main and finds Aidbor running with the bomb out. A rotation through window has been seen. Robin Hood does damage, but can't find the final kill he's looking for. And that rotation back from A main has been shut down. Hunter wins the fight they were looking for, but a back-end rotation. Keep an eye on the apartments. Top of your screen, top left of the map. If that timing gets there before the bomb is fully retrieved, or the player with the bomb is looking the wrong direction, or they just end up going B, they're dead. That's the call. They tried to go B, and they could not get there. The rotation through mid is dead every day of the week. Robin Hood, there's no way you lose this fight. You've done earlier damage. MTZ ends up dying. ForGlory are basically a shoo-in to win Mirage.
Pretty much. They should have this one all but locked down, and credit towards them. I mean, really just locking it down in the defense there. Look at that like timeline in the middle as well. Time to light. It is a lot of that rounds for ForGlory in a row, and they are just playing well. They've got the rifles in this one. It is one last ditch effort here for Dark Phoenix. It's rifles, but they really have no utility to battle back.
No, I gotta say this is probably a done round. Pretty good utility usage, but been good enough utility. A team kill comes through, almost a team kill on the other side, but it's a 1v4. 15 seconds into the round, 55 seconds at every round of Counter-Strike. 15 seconds into the round, it was 1v4. And 10 seconds later, Hunter dies. This is a closeout, and an important one. Remember, 3 of the 5 rounds that were picked up by Dark Phoenix were in the first 3 rounds of the game. Important first map victory, to say the very least. Extremely good step up for ForGlory.
Yeah, ForGlory, man. They showed out as soon as as soon as those first 3 rounds went down, they changed their mentality as well. They didn't get down, they didn't get tilted. They just said, okay, we got to battle back. We know we have those rifles, and we know that our defense and offense, CT and T, both absolutely cleaner. So I don't think they lost a single round on that CT side. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is insane. And that's the momentum time to light as well. I mean, you take the first map, now you get to go in the second one with everything.
I'm also going to look back at the piece of paper that I was very generously handed virtually. If I'm right, that was also their map selection. Yes, it was. So they did choose Mirage. They started on the T side of Mirage, as one would expect. So that is a little bit of a conversation point the other way. Dark Phoenix does lose the map they did not choose. Rhyme totally intended. But Vertigo coming up, the fact that you lose Mirage of all maps, which is not like an out there map considering that nobody plays it. Everybody plays Mirage. Everybody and their mother. Astralis even plays Mirage nowadays. They never played Mirage. Yeah. So the fact you lose at 13-5 is not great.
No, it doesn't feel good. And when we're talking about Vertigo, we're definitely, talking about a map that you still need to be able to find those angles. You need to watch out for those flanks. You need to be able to get site control and win your gun duels. Most importantly, right? Like they weren't winning the gun duels, which was the biggest thing. So I don't think it's going to be well for them in this next map.
Next map's on the cards. Vertigo up. Dark Phoenix need to win it. It is their map selection, or they're headed home and/or towards the open qualifiers or invitational qualifiers here at Arena Esports, powered by Etisalat by EN. Will return after the break.
Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi!
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Arena Esports. Still here for our CS2 monthly invitational. I'm Salama77, joined by TTL up here in the cash booth. And TTL, we just witnessed that first map and kind of a shellacking, I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Barring the first 3 rounds, it really didn't seem all that close. Pistol bonus conversion, or pistol conversion bonus, logical order. They went the way of Dark Phoenix, but it needed to be more. You needed to find other things other than a bonus round miracle in round 9, 8, something like that, to make sure it went back to 4-4. And then the 12th round, yeah, they picked it up, but they just couldn't build any momentum. They didn't win a single round in the second half.
Yeah, no rounds for them in the second half. And we're talking as well, it's a best of 3 time delight. So they've already taken the first tier. You can't lose the second if you are on the team of Dark Phoenix. But we got some highlights from that first game. So let's hop on in and see how it did go, because we were talking about it. After those first 3 rounds, it just seemed like they couldn't gain any momentum at all.
No, and not in the slightest. You can see mostly through these replays, it was just a lot of dominance for ForGlory. This round especially, this clutch up as they were having some difficulties, it was a challenge for them, and they did have some issues on the ForGlory side, but other than that, it was a virtual closeout. They just built so much momentum from then on. It was a game of hide-and-go-seek, and they were the seekers on the Dark Phoenix half. It just didn't go well for them. Robin Hood almost winning that round as well. It was chaotic to say the very least, but it was a fairly quick closeout with a 13-5.
Yeah, fairly quick, having some nice angles, and again, just also seemed like Team ForGlory was just, again, winning their 1v1 duels every single time there was contact. It seems like they got the better of it, and it seemed like Dark Phoenix wasn't playing entirely together, which, we talk about going into that map number 2 here after these highlights are over. We're going to Vertigo, which, I mean, Light, is a map where you really need to play together. If you're not winning those gun duels to take some space, it could be really tough.
Yeah, those collective gun plays make things a little difficult. And the other conversation is, if ForGlory start off well, I don't see a way in which they're going to be stopped. We could take a look at our scoreboard from our first game of play. Usually in games like this, where it is dominance throughout, 1 player or 2 players usually are noticeably out in front for the winning team of ForGlory. That's not the case here. Krypton went 18-8, everybody else fairly close behind. Zyron, Robin Hood 17 apiece, MN with 16. When your bottom fragger has 13 kills in 13 round victories and 18 rounds overall, you are doing something right.
Yeah, they're doing everything right. I mean, it's like you said, everybody seems to be getting involved. If they're not in the kills category, they have those assists, or like Kia, I think, was their, dedicated bomb planter. So, kind of understandable that they're at the bottom of the leaderboard, but at the same time, Krypton was using their teammates, getting good picks, and those assist categories definitely filling on up. On the other side, Hunter, I feel like, was the one player maybe for Dark Phoenix that they could look towards that was kind of winning some of those duels, but at the same time, 11-17, not the greatest scoreline ever.
No, things could have been improved, to say the very least, for everybody. Let's be completely honest. Everybody died 16 or 17 times. The only 2 players to reach double digits are Mitzi or MTZ and Hunter. I gotta say, it could have been worse, but it should have been much better from what I can see on the Dark Phoenix side. They had a good start. They had the dream start. You win the pistol round, you win the conversion round when your opponents buy, you win the bonus round that you should do every day of the week, and then you go out to an early dinner for some reason and forget to return, barring 2 rounds that you picked up.
Yeah, just forget to return off to the table. And I mean, obviously, thinking about this map number 2, it's very important that they do not only figure out a way to improve, but as well, we were talking about they were forcing into some of those rounds. They dropped some of those rounds over and over and over. It started snowballing out of control. And then instead of saving in just rounds altogether, they're like, we should force up here for no reason at all.
Hey, let's see. We have like a little bit of money. If we could buy like really small things, we could also buy really small things next round, and the one after that, and the one after that, and maybe if we win one of them, we could pick up rifles, and then we lose in a rifle round. That's got to be the stream of consciousness from Dark Phoenix through Mirage, because anything else, and I'd just be A, disappointed, and B, confused. Because if you are non-intentionally force buying every round, we have a completely separate problem. If you're doing it intentionally, then go you. Then we have to investigate you for match fixing. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And that's map number 1. Obviously, it's in the past for Dark Phoenix. You have to improve from there to now. But we talk about it is only a best of 3 for Team ForGlory. They only need to win this next one, Light. And it is on Vertigo, which I feel like it isn't their map pick, but I feel like they have so much momentum from the previous match.
It also really doesn't need to be their map pick at this point. If I'm looking at this for ForGlory, I said it back on Mirage, they won a lot of 1v1 gunfights. Most of the time, if they were losing rounds, it was the pistol, the conversion, the bonus. They had a miracle eco based off of time that really helped, but, you know, it wasn't the end of the world for ForGlory. There were a few mistakes, but I think they ironed those out later. They didn't force themselves against time. The only other round that was picked up was off of a good flank that took the bomb down and allowed them to condense their resources. If we see that a lot more on Vertigo, which is a much different map in the way it plays, that could work out much better. You have to rely on your flanks. You have to rely on forward positioning on the CT or T side. If you can catch out ForGlory on the Dark Phoenix side, yes, you are going to look much better here on Vertigo. If that doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen early, I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get going these first couple rounds, especially the pistol, I think is going to be the biggest for them to start to get that going, because like you mentioned that statistic in the previous map that if you can win both the pistols and the conversions, like what, like an 80% or something crazy win rate. So I feel like that's where you have to look, but at the same time, they just aren't winning. They aren't taking space, but maybe that could change. Maybe that just wasn't their map. We'll see here in map number 2.
Yeah, this was published by HLTV just after Sydney ended, I believe, which was the first real professional tournament. Now, let's be honest. Number 1, it's a professional tournament. Number 2, it was held on LAN. So maybe this conversation, complete misnomer. And, of course, you see teams play significantly differently. For instance, they forced by every single round on Mirage after losing, 4 in a row for some reason, but that's a different conversation. If we try and bridge too much of a gap between the pro scene and the semi-pro/amateur scene, then the stats just become kind of useless. Here, I think it's still applicable. You'll probably win about 75-70% of the time, but again, it's stats. They never tell the full story, and most of the time going into a map, when using stats from previous matches or averages of previous matches, it's really just for some representation of the situation, not telling the full story by any means. Here, it helped, at least.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it's a good statistic, I think, to go to, even if, like you said, maybe it's a little bit lower for the amateur scene. But, I mean, you talk about the story. How about the story of these two teams? I mean, we're talking about a spot possibly in the monthly final available for them. Money on the line as well today. I mean, you don't want to go into this second round if you are Dark Phoenix thinking about that first one. I feel like you just have to have that short-term memory and say, okay, we have to improve. We know what we did wrong, and let's go show it.
You know, as Ted Lasso says, think like a goldfish. Just got to make sure you do not remember what just happened on a map that, albeit was not your map selection, but was a little bit more of a conventional map. We've seen things happen like this before. Shout out Astralis, the one time that they played it against Fnatic and ended up 13 or 16-1ing them when it was still MR15. But they really didn't play Mirage at all. And you have some teams that just do not like the map, and a lot of times at about the amateur level, there's about 2 maps that most teams do not like. They prefer to ban it in the first and second ban phase, but in the off chance that their opponents like the map, like in this case with Mirage, it's entirely possible it gets dropped down on you in that first map pick phase in the map veto. So, I don't know. It's not great.
Yeah, it can get a little bit awkward, and it just goes towards that planning, that pre-preparation that these teams have put on into it. But, I mean, we're talking about this still for this second game. I mean, do you have any sort of prediction? You said, obviously, Dark Phoenix has to get going early. They have to win the pistol. If to me, it feels like if they don't win those first couple rounds, they don't win this map.
I'm also looking at this from the ForGlory side. They started on the CT side, and their CT side was quite literally flawless on Mirage. They didn't drop a single round. If we see them start off well, if they win the pistol like they did on Mirage, if they win the conversion like they did on Mirage, if they win the bonus like they did on Mirage, if they win more and more rounds, then they'll be able to walk away with the game. It's just not going to be close. Granted, things could change later on, but if it's a good start for ForGlory, it is going to be a challenge, to say the very least, for Dark Phoenix to recover. They had difficulties on the T side of Mirage. Vertigo is even more difficult, and you have to run your defaults. If we see them just hold W too many times, ForGlory is more than adaptable. They'll just disengage, they'll play as aggressive as they need to in the time, and then back away as they please. It's going to work. Just a question of how and maybe when.
Yeah, that is a good kind of point there, that you need to gather some information before you just send it, especially on Vertigo. You can't just go straight on into ramp, but we'll see here. The game is ready to go for map number 2. Team ForGlory one map away from securing themselves a spot in that monthly final.
Just to round out, ForGlory starting on the CT side. Pistol round would be a great start for them, and a B split being hesitated here. Down below Door and Slayer, but up above, MTZ trying to swing as they can, forcing them off the angle. Cabo's going as well. You can see the disengage is there. Everybody collapsing onto the B site, but the condensation of the B site to the CT site is working. It is swing off one another, and it's going to work. Kia, nice little two-piece, and more importantly, ForGlory, a clean as heck pistol round, to say the very least.
Yeah, very clean, very well done, and shout out to Kia, who was, again, the bottom frag of that previous map. Just goes to show you how well-rounded this Team ForGlory squad is. Every single one of these players can have those pop-off moments, but we kind of hinted at it. Team ForGlory, they're able to pick up this first pistol. Now they get those extra weaponry. Dark Phoenix, I mean, this round is going to be pretty bad, you have to feel like, so we'll see what they can get from it.
The right side, they do have upgraded pistols, Tech 9, Steagles. The problem is they're playing against 4 rifles and an MP9, and it just seems like a day at the shooting range for most of ForGlory. Tech 9 will find a singular kill. But it's a 3v4. M4 has been retrieved. This becomes a somewhat plausible round, but a good nade and even better follow-up and, yeah, quick closeout. And everybody will upgrade to the gun of their choice, except for that MP9. Did not get to upgrade, unfortunately.
Didn't get to upgrade on that one, but they got to upgrade their scoreboard 2-0 now, and they walked away with 4 alive, so they'll keep on building up that economy here. For the side of Dark Phoenix, this is a pretty big round where they have a tiny bit better weaponry than their opponents, but they have to make something work. It just seems like, to me, again, like they're just kind of running all 5 together, hoping something works, hoping they can hit their shots, but the nades and utility are just so much greater from the other side.
So the MP9 finds one. Cabos, low HP. 2 separate MP9s have found kills here for ForGlory. Nade. Oh my goodness, that could land, but no. Seemingly 1 HP left over for Cabos. Dark Phoenix having many difficulties here in the anti-bonus. I don't think it's going to go all that well for him. Especially because of the difficulties they're already facing. Krypton, this is an easy try, right? 1 HP? No.
Oh.
Cabos drops it. Nice shot.
What a headshot there. Good little trade for them at least. Dark Phoenix, though, still going to be not the greatest position. 2v3. They got a player on 1 HP as well. They are playing together at least and have some utility still to work with, but we'll see what Hunter and Cabo can do. The 1 HP, the 100 HP, and it looks like they are kind of getting closed on out here, spending some of that time down in the bottom of those stairs at Pit. But walking on up here at the time being, Cabo is going to be the first to lead the charge as the 1 HP player, but at the same time, there is 3 on the other side, split up on the defense, though, so maybe this could be their angle if they can find the timing.
He is very patient. Bomb should be planted here. Post-plant, basically a guarantee, but Cabo's getting aggressive. Questionable decision. Will end up over-aggressing. Falls because of it. Follow-up is there. Oh my goodness, they both swing him! They have the bomb. They have the bomb site. They could get the bomb down. They could put the time in their favor, and they're like, let's go play team deathmatch.
I mean, that is a blunder. That could be money in your pockets. That could be maybe even a round win. You could play off the bomb timing, but no, it's going to be 3 for Team ForGlory here. 3 in a row, starting off this half very, very well. And Dark Phoenix, they're back to Shambles Town, Light.
Nope, back down to Deagles, upgraded Tech 9s, and they're up against full rifles plus an MP9. It is quite literally a replica of round number 2. M4 out wants to get aggressive. Krypton, don't blame him for doing so. Flash off the angle, though. Things become a little bit more challenging the backside of the rafters. They'll find one, make it a second. Nice little 2-piece. At least solidifies that second kill. But they give away an M4 and make this a reasonable round for Dark Phoenix. This could be a challenge. Spray down, yes, nice shot from Kia. Finds another, but it's down to a 2v2, and one of those rifles can be recovered. This is more than an attainable round for Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, this looks actually really good off of a round that, like we said, they did not have that economical advantage, but now they have some good rifles back in their pockets. Dark Phoenix, 2v2, how are they going to play it? The swing on first here from Ramad is going to see the shoulder before anything else. The spray is going to take both players a little bit low. That frag grenade being thrown out as well, and just backing up towards the site, playing the timing here, and A bit of slow down here for Dark Phoenix. They don't want to over-aggress, maybe lose one of those players, but this rotate is going to come in. They're going to run as fast as they can over towards that B site, but I think they'll be met with a little bit of resistance.
No, that should be B. MN will throw out the Molotov first. Boar has to get aggressive. Close out of the smoke. Is this cleared? MN, you better believe it is. Now 1 versus 2 through the smoke as well. The spray, it'll land, but from Robin Hood over on the right side of the generator. A quick closeout 4 in a row, no less. 2 separate bonus rounds, 2 separate conversion rounds. I suppose the pistol included in one of those. And, magically enough, a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, 4-0. It's at least an okay round for Dark Phoenix. They were able to take down 3 players, which means they'll break the economy just a little bit, but ForGlory, they have won 4 rounds in a row. I mean, they're going to be looking fine. They got the AWP as well, so feeling good, feeling fine here. Dark Phoenix, what is the answer here in this 5th round where you have the resources, you have the utility, but Krypton might have the angles to just run on forward through this smoke, try and context you right down here at the bottom of the ramp, but there you go, the run on through, it's there, but it's only a 1-for-1.
No, and overall, oh my goodness, Robin Hood wins another gunfight. Can somebody kill that man, please?
Nope.
Like, I understand he's pretty good at the game, but he's got, what? I could see an ADR of 106. You'll up it a little bit with his kill found here. And going untraded makes it a 3v2. Bombs down in T-spawn, that needs to be recovered. And it doesn't seem like Dark Phoenix have the identity they need. They're having challenges when trying to run defaults. Their aggressive pushes, yeah, they are finding some level of aggression. But the problem is they're walking into either A, stacks, or B, unwinnable gunfights. And the closest round we've had thus far was that 2v2, round number 3. Actually,
yeah,
no, that was just last round, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. That was the closest round we had, but we'll see here. They got 2v3 again. Time is going to be starting to run low for them, so we'll see if they want to try and take this bomb. They did get it picked up at least light, so they didn't leave it behind this time, but at the same time, the defense is splitting up really well, and this AWP is just going to be tough to walk in through. It's 1 there for Zyron. How about the nade as well? This last player is in a world of hurt, trapped between 2 players through the wall. Double through the wall. How about that for ForGlory to win the round?
Imagine dying to two separate shots to people who are through the wall, 180 degrees separated from one another, one to your front, one to your back, and you had no chance of winning either gunfight. That is a feels bad man moment. A 5-0 for Glory, and Dark Phoenix, yes, they will buy, but no, they do not have all that much utility to write home about. Everybody other than 1 has head armor, and they have 6 total pieces of utility. 3 smokes, a nade, and 2 flashes.
That is tough, to say the least here, but nonetheless, maybe if they can win their gunfights. Oh, man. Guess not, because the flash is absolutely perfect there. Just spraying through the smoke. Krypton, check his PC, man. He is just absolutely aiming in the perfect right spot and takes down 2 there. 5-3 already for Team ForGlory. We talked about the gunfights. They are winning them all day long, but Robin Hood might have a couple of picks here if they're not careful. Swinging together, they just line up, but it's at least a 1-for-1 trade.
2v3. This becomes a reasonable round. Does Zyron get smoked off here? No, there's a gap in that. And even if the nade goes through, it won't really matter. The flick, they'll do damage. They won't find the kill. It's really not going to matter, though. Extremely low HP. 1 versus 3. And the op will hit you twice in a singular round. I want to throw it back to the start of that round, though. The flash is set up towards scaffolding, just allowing the free and easy early swing there. Those flashes, even I know. Because I was watching a Flom stream, and he goes, hey, do you have a side haul flash? You have a side haul flash? And the guy throws a flash, it doesn't do anything. And he goes into custom after the game and goes, hey, this is how you throw a side haul flash, and this is how you throw a ramp flash. Very easy. Stand in the corner, look at the brick. And it was clean as ever, and it worked. You saw.
Yeah, it was clean, it was good, and now for Team Glory, they are kind of seeming like they are in a custom match. They are just absolutely rolling right now, 6-0, everything going their way. Another round where Dark Phoenix just doesn't have utility. Krypton Kia combining for a headshot, and look at this, it's just a massacre. They just run all up ramp without control of scaffolding. Everybody's dead. It's a massacre, a bloodbath, and it's only 1 left here. Slayer tries to get it, but 1-for-1 trade easy enough.
Hey, you guys think that if we walk up a ramp and we swing basically each individual person that could be on or around the bomb site 1 by 1, that we could win a lot of those 1v1s and end up taking the bomb site?
Surely.
Yeah, that's got to work, right? Oh, Dark Phoenix on to Deagles. Galil out. This becomes a challenge. You can see the difference in the buy at the top of your screen. It is 4 Deagles and a Galil, with armor for everybody, head armor for 3 players, and 2 pieces of utility, versus literally everything in the kitchen sink. And yet, somehow, nothing finds the opening kill. That's a miracle start. What a return. Zyron almost finds a second. Come on, you can hit the shot. 4th time's a charm. Reswing? Oh, he knows. That shot. Sub-tick. Nope, blame it on sub-tick.
Doesn't connect here, but we'll have a shot connecting from the pistol into the head of Krypton. The top frag here from Team ForGlory going to be dropped off in this round. There's the contact here, though. Robin Hood looking for it. Actually played very fantastically. So a round that started super bad will actually be going somewhat their way. The trade is back, though. MN playing kind of anchor here on this B site. And as these players rotate up, again, not going to have that teammate until they know which bomb set it goes to, but I will say, like, the Dark Phoenix health bars are not looking too healthy.
No, and when you're up against the AK, it's 1 shot for 2 players, but some free real estate here for Hunter and, well, the rest of the team. Bomb will be planted, but the problem is, at least for ForGlory, bomb will be planted after all this real estate's taken. So, no sound cue for the bomb going down. Everybody's just now going to start to rotate. 2v3, limited utility, but each player has a kit. Keep that in mind.
That is true. Possibilities to clutch up are definitely there. MN is going to start off through the CT start angle and try and go. Do you check? No, it's an easy headshot. Nice, easily done, and there you go. Clears it out. 1 by 1, they filter onto the site, and it'll actually be a round for Dark Phoenix, and what I did not expect them to take that one.
No, and just with, what, 4 Deagles and a Galil, they walk in. You find an opening kill with the Galil. 2 Deagles find follow-ups. It becomes a 4 versus 2 within a minute or so. You do put yourself into a Brazil, 7-1 for ForGlory, but honestly, who cares? You've won a round. You've put yourself on the board. Now's a stepping stone to the rest of the half.
That is very true. You got to keep going, though. Still down 6 rounds from the start of the game. And that operator from Zyron still bought back up here. Zyron been doing a good job at cutting down this angle and not allowing them to get that mid control for Dark Phoenix. But at the same time, do not want to have a round like last one. There's the flash looking forward. Has to look left and look back, but they don't push on into it just yet. No early contact. Finally, it's there, and finally the shot is there. Zyron, how about a second? No, denied. Cabo actually able to win that gun duel, and Kia doing Kia things, trying to just pelt through that smoke.
This time it doesn't work, but they do bait their teammate in. Keep an eye on Krypton, who's just patiently waiting. No, actually disengages as the smoke's going to dissipate. They could play the smoke falling. Hunter has not seen them, neither seeing the other, but the spray down finds one. So much damage onto the second. What, 2 health left over? For whoever's sitting at the bottom, that's Slayer at the bottom of a ramp. And Cabos, who should have died earlier to that op, ends up finding a follow-up kill in through mid, but Kia has re-engaged onto A. And no utility has been thrown in this general direction. This could be a problem if they don't clear Kia out of position. The smoke being thrown will be heard. If either of the 2 players in the bottom of the ramp are killed first, this is a chaotic scenario, but no, they'll find the kill onto Kia before he can drop down Slayer, and it's a 1v3. This should be Dark Phoenix second, barring a miracle flank that's being set up.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe, MN can create something massive through ramp. No, it will be denied. Cabo with the headshot shuts down this round, but credit towards Dark Phoenix, I gotta say, in these past 2 rounds, they have really worked together. They are winning the gun duels. They're changing everything we said about them, but we gotta be careful, Light, because they still are down 5 rounds here.
You also have to keep in mind that Dark Phoenix now have some momentum. Deagles in hand only for ForGlory. They don't have the same money they used to. They are not the same money hoarders that they were before. They really don't have. Zyron's gonna swing. Nice flash, actually forces both players up the angle. Deagle needs to find a headshot or just 3 body shots. How you win that fight via body shots is beyond me. But that's an opening kill for ForGlory. There's a return. Nice nade.
Oh, the nade was good. Lands right at Zyron's feet, but I'm surprised they didn't actually swing together there because they had the 2 players, didn't go for it. But more utility going to be invested here for the team ForGlory. They're going to be doing some more HP down here, and it's going to be MTZ just trying to push on forward, trying to gain some control towards that stairwell, but I don't think these pistols want to let them go. The close angles can be sometimes tough to push on through. And there you go. MTZ, though, able to take not only the first, but the second as well. The pistol is not able to do enough damage. 51 HP and a dream here, but the pistol fighting back here. Dark Phoenix has to be careful here. They only have 2 players left alive.
ForGlory, again, clutch scenario. This time a 1 versus 2. This one a little bit more than reasonable, but again, it's a flank being required. You should be heard before walking onto there. Instead, you're just going to back away. Yeah, okay. Kia apparently not going to go for this. Unplugged their keyboard for a second for some reason, but that's the round. Dark Phoenix go back to back to back. 3 in a row after forgetting to win a round on ForGlory's CT half for 13 straight rounds. 6 on Mirage to win them, map 1, and 7 on Vertigo to open.
Been very clean, flawless on that previous half on the previous map, and 7 in a row to start off this one. But Dark Phoenix starting to look really good and starting to battle back. This will be their 3rd round of their own. Ooh, he's got a little jump peek there, but won't find anything off it. Dark Phoenix, like you said, up to their 3rd round, but that rifle is going to be able to be saved for Team ForGlory. That's nice, you know, it's a little bit more utility it means for the squad in general, and for Dark Phoenix, I feel like, I don't know, that was just a couple of snowball rounds. They have to still be very careful because Team ForGlory is still so good at just finding space, finding those picks, and if they're not careful, they're already down 4 rounds.
They win this, I think we see 7-5. And it's more than reasonable for Dark Phoenix to come back on their CT side. Remember, their CT side of Mirage was actually pretty good, winning 5 rounds overall, and then they just swing out in the open and died the op. That's not a great start.
No, it's not. Zyron, though, loves that op, we gotta say. Has been hitting the shots all day long for Kia. We'll hear some footsteps. We'll hear that utility as well coming on through, but is just going to be playing off their teammate on that jump up, and this is just a hard angle to pressure on through. There's so many players of Team ForGlory just waiting, watching, waiting for that smoke to go, but MTZ is just able to take the first through a headshot, but it doesn't even matter because, again, Krypton is here. There's so many players here. The trade, though, is also here. 3v3, make it a 3v2. Team ForGlory absolutely boa constricting on this site.
Oh, and you can see the switch. Yeah, understanding there's another player on the site, but that second player has backed away. They're running it over towards the A side. The problem is there's still a member of ForGlory waiting for them. All the sound cues in the world being telegraphed. No matter how easy it is, he doesn't find the kill. 1 versus 2 on 12 HP. The M4 headshot, as ironic as it may be, may very well come back to bite them. The op, however, misses. Low HP for MTZ. This should be communicated. And instead, they're going to turn tail and run the other direction. Is there the CT member waiting for them? Zyron should be the first one there, and it most certainly is going to be.
Yeah, rotates first, also picks up that rifle, trades it out for that op, so we'll see what they can do with the 1v1. Smoke is going to come on down, who will see each other first, and obviously you want to get this bomb down, 15 seconds left to go. I mean, just waiting for the timing here, jumping on up, holding back, I mean, knowing... Yeah, just waiting for that nade angle. There you go. It's perfect. It's nice and clean. Waits for the timing. And what a round for ForGlory.
I was talking about the communication should be there. Zyron understands it to perfection. Not only knows that the B site's now going to be encroached upon, but understands he does not have to swing. What you do, you sit there with your gun out. You wait for any level of encroachment, because we've seen that from Dark Phoenix before. Shout out the 1v2 or 2v2 they should have won, but decided to get aggressive anyway, when they should have had a bomb plant. And then, as soon as you hear the bomb going down, you guarantee he's default, right? Only 30 HP left for you, 12 HP for him. You're going to win that most of the time, no matter how much damage that Molotov does. And a good round to close. Really good communication, good situational awareness for Zyron. And an important round to win. Krypton wants to be aggressive. Nice flash, we'll find one, but there's the immediate refrag by 8-4. And Hunter follows up elsewhere.
Yeah, Aidmore, Hunter, and MTZ all able to pick up frags to start off the round here, and it's going to be a relatively free and easy B site here for Dark Phoenix, though. Do have to be careful, did lose some of those HP bars, but on the other side, it is Kia able to frag on out here, pick up the upgrade as well onto the AK-47, but 2v3, not the greatest scenario, but they do have time to maybe swing on through.
It's plausible. Just not all that much so. Molotov towards Ninja will clear out any possible positions there. Good flash will slow him down, though, and this should be the round. Smoke off, though. They have an opportunity. The issue is they don't have a kit. This round's over before it's really even started on the retake, and oh my goodness, you've swung just to die to Hunter through the smoke anyway. 8-4, not unreasonable, to say the very least, but should have been much better at the end of the day.
Yeah, should have been a little bit better, but you know what? The half is over. 8-4 here, as it will be for ForGlory. And credit towards them. They were able to kind of hold strong even after those couple rounds in a row from Dark Phoenix, but now Dark Phoenix, it is on them. It is on them to kind of defend here away from what Team ForGlory is putting out. And like you said, they were pretty good on the previous map, but they have to be even better because Team ForGlory, they're doing it again. They're starting to snowball, and they have a couple extra rounds, but it all starts with this pistol. If Dark Phoenix can do it, maybe they can bring this game back.
Just around leg, straight up A main. This one looking a little bit better, at least composed for ForGlory. I'm gonna say it. Still think that the start for Dark Phoenix was needed. They didn't find the first half they required. At 8-4 should be okay for ForGlory, but smoke up, bomb plant should be there. Nothing that Dark Phoenix can do about it, but they do find an opening kill, make it a second before that bomb actually goes down. And MTZ on this flank will look to split the perspective of the remaining ForGlory members. 2 versus 5 makes things all that much more difficult. Almost a clean closeout, and a defuse in the midst of everything. The kit being all that much more important, the smoke defuse being there, and seems like a Dark Phoenix rising through the ashes. Or the smoke.
Yeah. It really does. I mean, well played. Like you said, they just gave up that little bit of space for Team ForGlory to be able to make that plant in default, but they were able to wrap around. They were able to get a couple of picks and then just close out that round nice and clean here. ForGlory is going to force up a little bit, though, so a little bit scary for both these two teams. As for Dark Phoenix, not a round you want to lose, but ForGlory, definitely not a round you want to lose.
This is about as dead even as it can be. If Dark Phoenix win this, they are much more than in this map. If ForGlory win it, they will break the economy of Dark Phoenix, and it's basically just as bad, if not worse, as winning the pistol round here in the conversion round, because you're going to limit your opponent's economy. This is a one-way smoke, by the way. Keep an eye on this. That smoke lands on top of the little railing, just above that rafter, or just above the ramp position. If you swing this, your feet are seen. You're very much dead from up above, but oh no, they threw it wrong. Never mind. Huh. You gotta throw it right, kids.
Gotta throw your utility right, gotta learn where to put it, and gotta see those feet, but at the same time, not available for them. Krypton is just gonna walk on through. There's an opportunity to play together. The question is, where are they going to go? 50 seconds here. They have some space possibly over towards that A site, but at the same time, they need to clear out some of those players in some of those tougher positions. But I mean, Dark Phoenix is getting a little bit indecisive, starting to rotate some players back towards mid, back towards...
Wait, they have a player in CT.
Oh.
They have a player in CT. They just have an MP9 sitting in CT. Or a Mac 10, maybe? Am I seeing that wrong? No, it's just it's a visual bug, I think? Yeah. No, there's definitely a... No, it is a visual bug. I don't know what the heck's going on with the UI. So pretend there is not a player in CT, at least for the time being. But all those kills now going the way of the CT side. It's really not going to matter. Maybe just a misnomer. Ooh. Maybe just a hypothetical for later on. Almost a very even round at the end of it. Everybody trading everybody else. Robin Hood finds 2 kills, but could not find the last one they needed onto MDZ. I have no idea who the heck was sitting in CT spawn. My bad, I guess? I'm going to blame the UI. CS2 moment.
Yes, CS2 moment. That's what we'll call it here, but we'll call it a round victory as well for Dark Phoenix, who, that was a bloody, bloody fight, you got to say, dropping on every side. Only one player left alive at the end of it, but we talked about it for Team ForGlory. This is going to break your economy a little bit, and Dark Phoenix, they should be right back in this game.
Back now in the second half, winning, if I recall correctly, 6 of the last 7 rounds after ForGlory went up 7-0. This becomes a much more reasonable vertigo for them. But you can never count ForGlory out. Pistols and upgraded ones at that, and a very vacant second half. This is why I was... You can see the map. There's a moving CT player on the right side of your screen. On the A site, that's a T player on the map. He's just yellow because that's like his color when you're identifying him.
Not too sure, but I know Team ForGlory, they got nothing in this round. It's just a flawless round from Team Dark Phoenix. They were to close it out well. They did have the economical advantage, but at the same time, good job. It didn't drop anybody, so one round away from touching that tied-up scoreboard. And like you said, you can't count out Team Dark Phoenix, but I feel like they really need this round to go well. They need to play in something cohesive, or else it's going to start to spiral into the back half of this map.
Not only that, but the issue for ForGlory is if they pick up full rifles here, which they are, and Dark Phoenix shut them down, it finally shows that Dark Phoenix, against full weaponry, are also sticking around on Vertigo. Remember, CT side, of Mirage for Dark Phoenix was not great, but it still was there. 7-5 finished there. Should be a little bit better on Vertigo because it is A, their map selection, and B, they have a little bit of a better start to it. But, things could be worse. Krypton wants to swing A main. Here's that smoke I was talking about. This is a one-way. This is the real one-way, I think. Yes, it is. Good job. And then it's just re-smoked. Why would you throw the second smoke? What?
100% sure. Maybe a little bit of discommunication there, but it's going to be another smoke up towards this A side, up towards that stairwell where they'll kind of block themselves off, but nobody's dropped just yet. The first early contacts haven't gone either way. For the side of MTZ, though, I want to see how far they get aggressive because could maybe do some damage, but at the same time, don't want to drop yourself. Team ForGlory, they did invest some time already, and the health bars aren't looking the greatest, but there you go. It's Edibor already able to get one nice kind of aggression from MTZ. Just able to pick up one running up the stairs. So Team ForGlory, they are down players. They have the bomb, but they're just going for a rotate.
Player here, 3 members of the CT squad on this A site, but it seems like a utility dump is more than an order. Adwar will not be smoked off. That smoke does not extend towards default. Good Molotov towards oranges, but they will still re-swing it. Slayer, you said it, still here, and good Molotov will force them back, and they still have to clear Catwalk, which they do. Kia looking for another towards CT. Bomb trying to go down, and Kia still sticking around. They will just one by one swing him, and now MN's stepping up for one of his own. From a 2 versus 4, now to a 2 versus 1 in favor of ForGlory that they end up winning the round. Yes, let's one by one swing him again, shall we, Dark Phoenix? 4 individual players swing one by one, and, you know, I'm going to say it. They deserve to lose that round. I don't care.
Yeah, that's such a head scratcher to me. I mean, you have the pressure, you have the rotation, you just have to play the timing together and not go in one by one, but that's what they do. They gift the round over to Team ForGlory, who are going to be up to 9 now, and now they have a chance to break the Dark Phoenix back here. If they can win this round again, the economy would be pretty much broken. They'd be getting themselves close towards the map victory with how many rounds they can kind of string together, but nades are coming in. Kia already taken down to 50 HP up on the scaffolding, but that doesn't mean he isn't over aggressing because he's looking for it right now. There's the swing and trade, but the player on towards Sandbags was just able to take one back. So a couple of positive trades so far. Team ForGlory still definitely in this round. Not too long though, it'll be a 4v1.
This one probably a done deal. And honestly, if I have an AK here, I think you still have second loss bonus, which is 2,900 or 2,400, depending on how many you get based off the start of the map, or start of the half. But with an AK, you're more than likely saving here. You've, what, $4,700 worth of utility in your back pocket, including your AK, and you throw it away for $300. I would have just liked to save there. I don't think it would have gotten you all that much to give away a 4K. But, hey, nice round from Cabos finding 4 individual kills.
4 kills towards their way. I mean, Dark Phoenix, they got some positive players. We talked about it. That scoreboard looking a little bit better for them this time, but at the same time, they are up now none. They still need one more round to try and tie up Team ForGlory, and ForGlory has got the crappy buy, but we'll see what they can do with it. They're just going to rush, it looks like, over towards east side. We'll see what the kind of play is so far, as they are going fast and quick, trying to catch somebody off guard. And look at this, they might actually do it. There's the first, jump on the second, playing on the generator. There it is. Pick up the rifles and get that plant down. What an aggressive play.
On plant, this is now more than a reasonable round with the 2 AKs, or AK and M4, being retrieved. Molotov on a default is late as well. That one's questionable. You have a Tech 9. I love this decision. Your weakest weapon watching the flank. If it dies, you know to turn your attention. If it doesn't, then you have another rifle in your favor. Is the stairs position cleared? It seems like it will be, but still damage done on towards Slayer, who needs to find a follow-up. Flash will land, as will the shots with the AK, but it's a 1 versus 2 at this point. Reload will go off without a hitch. The spray through the smoke will as well.
No.
Cabos in the 1 versus 1 close range. Deagle through it. Will it land? You better believe it will. Zyron finds 3 kills in a pseudo 1v3 scenario, and will walk away with ForGlory on double digits.
Man, Zyron, you are nuts for that. Oh, that is crazy. The timeout, it looks like, is going to come on in, though, for these two teams. I mean, after that, I would want a timeout, too, because it feels like another round that Dark Phoenix should have won. It was just nothing in the pockets of Team ForGlory. They rush them down. They get some of those rifles in their hands, and then Zyron with just a clutch-up play. You have to assume Dark Phoenix is feeling the heat.
Yeah, I really can't blame the timeout for ForGlory either here.
Yep.
They were thinking we should have won that round by a much higher margin, and I think they have a disconnect. So we're probably going to see another timeout. No, Krypton, I think, is just rejoined. So things should be... Yeah, Krypton's back. We're okay. They are just shown as disconnected on the scoreboard because the scoreboard hates us.
Scoreboard hates us for sure, but right now the economy is hating Dark Phoenix. They don't really have the juice to work with. They aren't investing, though, like the previous map. That's at least the positives for them. So for ForGlory, we'll see what they can do. Ooh, MTZ with that first little pick on Decrypta, the top frag on the other side loses the duel right on and away. So maybe the round for Dark Phoenix. We'll see, though. Still Team ForGlory making their decision on where to go.
P2000 in the corner here could work out fairly well, but one kill over towards the B site is going to bring over a heck of a rotation from ForGlory, and oh no, a late rotation. Slayers go in the wrong direction. Why go to A here when your teammate's walking through bridge? You're trying to set up a flank. Will that flank work out, and will the aggression towards the B side work out as well? Look for the flank to set in as soon as this aggression towards the vertical position does as well. There's the refrag. Cabos is there, needs another, but cannot find it. The immediate trade back the other way, but it's still a more than reasonable round for Dark Phoenix. 1 versus 2. The last member alive is Slayer, currently sitting on the top of the stairs, and he's just dropped. Zyron should have heard that.
Yeah, Zyron should be able to go help out the teammate, but it's actually going to be a little bit of a split up. There you go, Zyron. Just nice and easy finish off towards the round. For ForGlory, they are up to 11. Very close to winning this map, but at the same time, that was actually a pretty good round for Dark Phoenix. I mean, they went in with nothing. They took 3 picks, so relatively good, but at the same time, when it gets this close, like, you do not want to give up any rounds because Team ForGlory, they're just a couple not only away from winning the map, but winning the entire series.
I'm gonna be honest, I think the series is done. Especially if this round ends the way I think it will. Better utility for ForGlory. The aggression has worked out a little bit better overall for them. Good flash up ramp as well. Cabos is sitting sandbags. This position's been played before. Flash off the angle, 2 players will swing, but they'll both end up falling. Last CT on the site actually gets some help from Elevator. They need to end up winning these fights, and they will. 1 versus 2 still more than reasonable, and MTZ on a flank. This becomes a plausible round on both sides, because remember, with a flank being set up, it leaves Zyron on 2 separate 1v1s, especially if he can figure out this flank is coming.
If he can figure it out, it's all up to if, though. A big if. That smoke is going to dissipate here, and
turn around.
Looks like the flank is going to come on first. Zyron, turn around, do it. No, he just wants to focus on 4, doesn't have those eyes in the back of the head, and it will be a Phoenix round to win. So you said they needed to win it, Light, and they did.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to retract my previous statement. I no longer think the series is over. With the rifles out now for Dark Phoenix and ForGlory having to take more than enough concessions, they should still have probably like an upgraded pistol set, maybe SMGs, but no. It's 2 AKs.
Oh.
For some reason. I mean, I don't hate it. The 2 players who bought AKs actually had like $4,000 and $6,000 respectively.
True.
And everybody's still at about $2,000 or more. This is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, maybe you can get a couple of picks and it can change the round, but that's the hope for ForGlory. We'll see what you can do here. One of those players is Zyron, who has been having a great game. I mean, on the op, on the different types of weaponry here, have just really been connecting on those shots, but it's going to be Cabo taking a big chunk of that HP bar immediately off the first contact, down to 34 HP left to go, so that is not feeling good, and, you know, Zyron and Krypton are just okay. They're okay to use some of this timer as a resource and just wait it out. Wait for maybe one of these players to over-aggress. Zyron, let's see what you can do. There's the headshot. Can you get the second? That could be a confirmed rifle towards another player if you could, but Krypton is kind of baiting themselves. The shots don't connect, but they're going to know Cabo is backing up.
Yeah, but the other rifle, Robin Hood has stepped up for a kill as well, dropping down Hunter. It's a 5v3, and it's only 3, now 2 rifles left over. Yeah, sure, you've taken down Kia, that's one of the pistols taken away, but now MTZ's position duly noted. There's a flank coming through the rafters. If they could step up for it, they don't. It's a 1 versus 1. The trade immediately there. Zyron has clutched before, needs to do so once more, and now has the utility baited out. If they plant anywhere other than default, it will be a safe plant. Molotov's available here for Cabos, who just disengages. But the problem is that gives away the site, and it will give away the bomb plant in this 1v1.
1v1 here. Team ForGlory could get onto map point right now, series point. Feel really good, but see which player can see each other first. Cabo's going to push on forward. Health advantage is towards Zyron at this moment, but at the same time, we know just a couple of shots can change the course of the entire game. For Dark Phoenix, this could get you onto double digits, but Cabo's going to clear everything, looking for a very safe plant as well. Finally, the utility is going to go on out. Molly's coming on through the jump up. Hopefully you can get there. There's your buttons. Working for it in there. It's easy. Zyron nice and easy through the smoke, gets him onto map point, and plays that 1v1 perfect.
Honestly, neither of them could have played that any better. That was the best 1v1 I have seen in a while, and very little happened in it. That's the most ironic part. Yeah. Cabos disengages, understanding there could be a level of aggression to try and eliminate the 1v1 and bomb plant potentials. So, you want to play aggressive, you want to try and take the fight, but ironically enough, Zyron does not. They go for the bomb plant, they play disengage, they go down the steps, and Cabos periodically clears everything on the site. They go to clear the steps, and, well, they don't see anything. So, Zyron just goes to the other side, plays the sandbags jump up, and basically completely nullifies the effect of that Molotov. And the smoke was good, just not good enough. You have to long arm it if you want to try and stick that one through. Valiant effort, but an F in chat to say the very least. Kia finds one, but there is an immediate trade. And make it a double.
Okay, how about a double? They need this round. Like we said, ForGlory can just win the series right here, especially with better weaponry. They're going to trade it immediately to a 3v3. That aggression has worked out for them a lot, but looking at the feed here for Krypton. Talk about Krypton, who's been the top frag, it seems like, in both back-to-back games for Team ForGlory. They're slowing down a little bit. That rifle given over towards Dark Phoenix, but this still is a really tough round for Dark Phoenix. 2 of those deagles in the hands. What do you have left? No real utility either. And there's the swing. Zyron has been one of those all day long. Hits that headshot and just popping some shots through the smoke as well. It's going to be a 3v2 here for the game.
Resmoke down. Dark Phoenix can very much recover this. They do not have a kit, and they are losing HP, but not losing bodies. Important frag by Aidbor to at least bring one back and eliminate the plausibility of ForGlory separating themselves. They have to play a little bit more collective. The swing around here for Zyron, seeing one player on the top of the oranges, trying to re-swing towards Cabos, who they saw the outline of, but there's MN stepping up for that re-engagement and a perfect 2-for-2 swing. This is going to go Team ForGlory's way. It's just a matter of how. The answer, it's MN, ironically enough, to find the kill on the shoulder of Zyron, and the map to go the way of ForGlory. They'll take the series, and they'll head on towards our monthly finals.
Yeah, credit off to ForGlory here. They win the map number 2. They win the map number 1 over on Mirage, and they'll be going over towards the monthly finals. We'll be seeing them a little bit later, and they get to walk away with some of that cash prize. But, I mean, like, you have to give so much credit to Dark Phoenix. This map pick looks so much better for me to them on Mirage. I mean, they looked so good. They were fighting together. They were winning gun duels, but at the end of the day, just a little bit too short.
No, I think it was more than a challenge as well for Dark Phoenix to solidify themselves. They had some challenges winning most of those 1v1 gunfights. On Vertigo, it was a much different scenario. I'm really happy with how Vertigo went overall, but I think a little bit was left on the table for Dark Phoenix. Granted, it was for ForGlory as well. The first round that Dark Phoenix won was off the back of an Hika with a Galil and 4 Deagles. But the fact that Dark Phoenix was able to build as much momentum off of that singular round as they did, winning, 6 of 7 or 7 of 8 rounds, really shows their, at least, fluidity on a map that they chose. Problem is, they lost 7 in a row to start off the game. You're not going to recover from that all that easily, or in this case, at all.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't and weren't able to recover it. At least for Dark Phoenix, you can say maybe this is improvement time. Obviously, this is only the second qualifier or invitational here, so maybe you can just kind of VOD review exactly what went wrong. Not go 0-7 to start off your map pick, but at the, or just maybe ban Mirage, whatever works out. But at the same time, they have a lot of footage, I feel like, to go forward and improve.
The issue is, whoever they play also has a lot of footage to then go on and improve against them. We had this conversation at the beginning of the show. When you play in events like this, you leave some VODs on the table. It does mean you get to play in events like this and get your name out there and get streamed and you get on the board. But here for Dark Phoenix, they just get enough rounds on the board to make it somewhat close. I believe they picked up 14 rounds total between two maps, 5 in map 1 and 9 in map 2. I think it could have been much closer. Maybe 2 rounds go the other way in either direction, honestly, and you're looking at a completely different game. Not the case here.
Yeah, not the case. I mean, I got to shout out Zyron. I mean, I think that game was kind of on their back. Krypton was having another good one as well, but Zyron with the op, Zyron just able to clutch up some of those rounds. And like you said, a couple, 1 or 2 of those gun duels go the other way, and all of a sudden it is a completely different round. Also say the scoreboard as well on the side for Dark Phoenix. We were talking about it. It looked a lot better. I think they had some positive players in this one. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they did a lot better.
No, it was improvements, to say the very least. And that's what they needed. They needed improvements. Would have been nice to have improvements enough to win the map. But, I mean, you can at least say that there were improvements on your own map selection. And I'm going to say it, if those first 7 rounds don't go in a complete opposite direction as we saw them go, then it's a completely different game. But not the case. Most of these first 7 rounds were as clean as ever. This is the questionable round for me, that 2v3 where you should have a bomb plant. But at the end of the day, it's still a round victory.
Yeah, I mean, it's some money left on the table, maybe some mistakes here or there, but really just playing together on these first rounds, especially for Team ForGlory. That shot through the smoke was really beautiful to see, always getting aggressive towards that ramp, and like we were talking about, Zyron holding some of these longer angles with the op, just able to do some damage, make sure that if they tried to swing into him, they were going to pay the price. Those early 7 rounds we could see on the scoreboard from the highlights, but Dark Phoenix really did start to battle back, finding these 3 rounds in a row, and finding ways to win the gun duel. It felt pretty good as they approached that side split.
There were improvements, and yeah, it was 7 of 8 rounds picked up in a row by Dark Phoenix. After that, though, they had some difficulties, only winning 2 of the next 5, or no, 2 of the next 7. I can do math, I promise. Don't do math on stream, kids. It never goes your way. But it was more than reasonable here for Dark Phoenix. 1 round the difference, they end up going 9-9. It could have been much better for them overall. ForGlory would not have been able to buy. But Zyron, this round, this is the difference maker. 3K, 1 through the smoke, a follow-up with an eagle point blank. If you don't win that round, we're probably still playing Vertigo.
Yeah. I think so as well. Zyron just with a clutch factor in them. 3v1, nice and easy. But we talked about it, Dark Phoenix was able to battle back some, but just a 1v1 there for Team ForGlory brought them on to map point, and then a 2v1 played absolutely perfectly. So ForGlory, credit towards them in the highlights. They were playing their gun duels very well, but at the same time, we also have to say ForGlory has some improvements to make as well. That wasn't the cleanest map ever, and they do have to make some improvements going into the monthly finals.
Yeah, and you're really changing how you play against ecos there. I think if you realize that there's deagles or lesser weaponry on the board, you have to play a little bit more collective and cohesive. We didn't see that as much from them. When there were eco rounds for Dark Phoenix, it was a much different conversation. How did ForGlory play? Poorly, to say the very least. But, the first round that Dark Phoenix picked up was that eco. And I was thinking, oh yeah, this is an outlier. They just won an eco. It'll be perfectly fine for ForGlory. I thought this one was going to end like 13-2, 13-3. I'm not going to lie. I'm very Dark Phoenix redeemed themselves. They looked much better as soon as they picked up rifles the second time around, but they needed a buffer time, and that buffer time ended up losing them the game. So ForGlory, start off with that 7-0 victory again. Start off 7-0 up. Amazing start on a map you did not select. However, don't lose to deagles.
Yeah. Don't do that. That will not make your games go well. I do have a question for you, Light. I mean, we talk about the map pick and ban here. Do you think this is maybe some thought that maybe it's a ban for future use? Maybe it's they don't know Vertigo as well, or is it just like they lost some Deagle rounds? Is it is what it is?
I mean, it's in the end, it is what it is. It's a win. I think that's the important part. There's not too much to take away from those. A lot of times you could just be caught out. Deagles are deagles, and they one-shot, headshot you when you're not expecting it. It's a very contentious game when you're playing up against pistols, because the players you're playing against, you'd expect them to play as if they had rifles, and then they just hold W towards you and you die. So I think just deagles are a statistical outlier. If you lost that round at Tech 9s, I'd be much more concerned. But, deagles and a Galil were really what set that round in motion. So it's not the end of the world.
Okay. Not the end of the world for them. Exciting stuff here, though. The scoreboard is coming up here in a little bit. I'm excited to see it as well because, like we said, Dark Phoenix was able to improve a lot. They were able to get a lot more kills. I think they're going to have some positive players, but at the same time, we talk about this ForGlory squad. It again feels like there's not one superstar. Everybody is working together, whether that be Kia, who had a step-up game, I feel like, who didn't do the grace in the last one, and Zyron and Krypton, and everybody was working together, it seemed like. Where on the other side, Dark Phoenix, maybe they had a couple players that were those superstar players.
And if you have those superstar players start to step into their own, you're seeing a much different conversation if you're watching this from the ForGlory perspective. You can play a little bit more confidently going into the monthly finals. Remember, they are, a singular best of 3 away from qualifying to playoffs. They are not far off by any means. And that is a heck of a lot of money. They're already picking up a heck of a lot of money here. And importantly enough, they are not giving anything away, at least nothing more than they had to. They play only 2 maps here. They left, I believe, Overpass up as our 3rd, and didn't even have to play it. That's a more than conventional map that you can now bring into a following series without having to risk too much of some information getting out as to how you play it.
Yeah, those strategies, the importance of the practice from all these teams and not revealing that information. But you said it. I mean, the road is going to be a little bit tough for them, but they're very close to qualifying for playoffs. And then maybe one best of 3 from there, from qualifying over towards that finals where they could play in person, man. Like, that would be such an insane matchup to watch, but they are so very close to do it. And honestly, for Dark Phoenix, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dark Phoenix maybe back here in one of these qualifiers and maybe in one of those first, second place matches. But we got the scoreboard here ready to go. I'm excited to see it.
23 kills for MTZ. Ooh. I knew they stepped up, but not that much. There's ForGlory, though, and if you looked at the scoreboard and said that Dark Phoenix won the game, I wouldn't really be surprised. Slayer, I think, was the outlier here. In all fairness, Slayer was technically an opposing player. The issue was, you know how you have colors in the game, like a player could be yellow, a player could be green, like on your teammate. Slayer was yellow, so on our overlay and on the little map at the top left, Slayer being yellow kind of made him look like a T player, which is why I thought he was a T player for a second. It turns out the game's just stupid. We saw that with purple in the first half. If you go back in the VOD, I had the same presumption there. Like, hey, why is that player purple? Turns out, I don't know. Anyway, Slayer with 7 kills. If Slayer steps up here, and I think if Hunter does a little bit more in those clutch scenarios, completely different map, but not the case.
Yeah, and you look at the assists at the bottom as well. I mean, that is just absolutely massive.
Oh my goodness.
15 assists on the day here. Robin Hood actually was able to top frag, but I mean, 4 players over 30 kills for the side of ForGlory. That is just absolutely insane.
The fact that you pick up 15 assists bottom fragging shows, they didn't really bottom frag. They just didn't finish off a lot of the kills they should have, and they got traded. As long as you get traded while you fall, it's not the end of the world. I think it's a much better game overall from ForGlory, and the fact that through 2 full games, 18 plus 22, 40 rounds total?
Yeah.
Your team averages about 34, 35 kills, give or take. That's more than a good showing for your squad. And the fact that everybody finds a fair amount of assists, everybody stepping up and not falling too much, 24 kills, or 24 deaths for everybody other than MN. Really good game overall from ForGlory. And MTZ stepped up. 33 and 33, much better in the second map, but not enough. And it's $650 going the way of ForGlory.
Yeah, again, this was the first second place matchup, I believe. So at least Dark Phoenix will be able to walk home with that $300. Obviously, 3rd and 4th place, we don't know. That matchup was already played before this one. But at the same time, you were saying it, that ForGlory, they stepped up all around. Maybe those superstar players from the side of Dark Phoenix either need to get their other teammates involved or maybe need to give them those superstar opportunities, but it just has to be a step up from them in the future. But, $300 for a game for a best of 3 at Counter-Strike isn't too bad.
Yeah, you still walk away with some cash, and you walk away thinking to yourself, we have a fairly good shot in open qualifiers. Open qualifiers, by the way, are just around the corner. Not a whole lot of time between now and then. We could take a look at our tournament roadmap. It's right now, the Invitational Qualifier. We just sent one team to the monthly finals, and that one team is now 1 best of 3 away from making it to playoffs. Open qualifiers are next for the month of November. That, again, will send one team to the monthly finals who will take on ForGlory, and again, are 1 best of 3 away from making the playoffs.
One best of 3 away, so close that they can touch it here. But yeah, that monthly final will be exciting. Obviously, the open qualifiers is a little bit more of a gauntlet. It's not just that, third, fourth matchup, that first, second, or the couple to decide those seedings. But at the same time here, there is those other opportunities, like we said, for Dark Phoenix, just in case, you don't make it through the open qualifiers, there is that Invitational Qualifier number 3 and number 4.
Yeah, and there's still open qualifiers that you can play in any time. Invitational qualifiers, they are contentious to get that invite, so make sure you're stepping up elsewhere other than the Arena Esports powered by Etisalat by EN. And don't forget our strategic partner, AD Gaming, broadcast partner, Playtonia, making sure we can bring all of this action to you. But this invitational qualifier coming to a fairly concise close. I gotta say, it was a great showing from ForGlory. But Dark Phoenix showed they belong. I would keep an eye on them heading into the next open qualifier, or any of them for the next couple of months.
They showed some grit. They showed some comeback, and even after we trashed them off of map 1, off of only winning those first 3 rounds, and then a round here or there, they were able to improve, and that's the most important thing. You played a really good team, you learn from it, and you move on. That is what it is all about, to try and keep on going and winning. And like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if, we see them later off in this tournament.
There's also the step up available for other teams. If you're looking at this from ForGlory's side, you now have to prepare for whoever you're playing up against the open qualifier. Keep an idea, keep that situational awareness for yourself. Remember, you are not out of the woods just yet. There's still another best of 3 you have to make to get to the playoffs. You still have to make it through the playoffs to make it to the grand finals. You have to win the grand finals on LAN just to win the event. There's still a few best of 3s for ForGlory between now and the end of things, but by no means are they the up-and-coming favorites. They've made it, yes, but they still have to take another step forward to make it even to the playoffs.
Yeah, they do have to take that extra step forward. I mean, they do have a little bit stress off their back, right? They have more time to prepare. They don't have to go through that open qualifier, which, like we said, is more of a gauntlet. So they should be a little bit more prepared. But at the same time, maybe that open qualifier team is closer towards that match, so they can bring that momentum off that win into it. Who knows? We'll have to see. I think it will be a pretty exciting matchup when we get to it.
Open qualifiers are on the corner. This invitational qualifier for November coming to a very swift end. Thanks very much for watching. A massive shout out to Arena Gaming, powered by Etisalat by EN. A massive thank you to our strategic partner, AD Gaming, and Playtonia, our broadcast partner, again, allowing us to bring you these events live and on air. That's going to do it. Open qualifiers just around the corner. Don't forget, we still play many more games across the Arena Esports world, up and coming for the LAN in Dubai. So take a look around the YouTube channel and around some of our more live events coming up. I've been Time to Late. That right there has been Llama. See you next time with CS2.
Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let it roll. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down when we give it to you. Around with the rhythm, it's a sound, the rhythm, it's a sound, with the rhythm, it's a sound, the rhythm, it's a sound. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down. Get down, come on, get down. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down when we give it to you. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound, everybody get down when we give it to you. The rhythm is the sound, the rhythm is around with the rhythm is the sound, the rhythm is the rhythm. Get down, come on, get down. 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 Everybody come around with the rhythm is the sound, everybody get